ดีครับพระอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. And our first participant who entered the room is Marco from the Netherlands. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Ajaan.
Early bird,
Early
always in
bird.
first.
I tried last week. I was not. Apparently, I didn't click accept fast enough.
Okay, anything to offer, to
I would like
contribute?
to, yes, absolutely. I would like to review homework with you, if I may. Um, this week, I've been able to do better meditation. I've listened to your advice last week that actually what I was doing was actually thinking too much, and indeed that was the main problem. And I'm realizing now that I'm not listening to voices anymore in my head saying like, "Oh, this is what you're thinking about," or "This is what's happening." And I'm noticing that my body is feeling more. I'm noticing my body more, my breath more, and I feel better. I'm starting to get a tingling sensation, and I'm noticing that I get more rest out of this as well. So I'm guessing that this is being on the right track. My question about that is how do I know if I'm on the right track? How do I know if this is the proper approach or that it works best? Because I don't really know what the proper means is that I'm supposed to do this, if you know what I mean.
Well, the result should be calm, peace, less thinking or not thinking at all, just merely knowing.
Yeah, I think that's happening now, and I'm also able to. In the past, I always was drowsy, and I'm noticing now I'm getting past the drowsiness. It's not drowsy anymore because I'm not thinking. I'm doing it at better times as well. So I try to do it in the morning and in the evening. Yesterday evening, I was meditating really well, and I was feeling really good afterwards. And then my next question is, so once I'm feeling peaceful and I come out of this meditation, is it proper to do the contemplation, the contemplating on, for instance, the skin or other parts of the body?
Well, you have choice between contemplation or mindfulness. If you feel that your mindfulness is not yet mature, fully matured, you want to continue on developing mindfulness, then you can do that instead of contemplating. Instead of contemplating, you should try continue stopping your thoughts. Because when you contemplate, you use your thoughts. Once you
Mm,
start to use your thoughts, it can be what you call uh, fair game for the defilement to take over your thoughts. So right now you want to establish as much mindfulness as you can so that whenever you feel your thought is being hijacked by your defilement, then you can stop it
okay,
immediately, right there and then. Or when you want to meditate, you want to be able to calm the mind real quickly. If that's not yet the case, then you should continue on with mindfulness practice after you come out of your
okay,
meditation until you fully become well adept in getting into meditation anytime you want. Sit there for 5 minutes and your mind become calm and peaceful right away.
And
If
is
not,
that
if not, then better to continue on with your mindfulness, reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or focus on your body movement rather
okay?
than contemplating. This is, I don't mean to prohibit you from contemplating, but it's not useful right now because even if you start to contemplate, you might not be able to do it for long because your defilement can overtake your thought again and lead your mind to think about some other thing. But if you really feel you need to contemplate, you want to study the nature of the body, the three characteristics of existence, you're welcome to do it. But just be careful that you stick to the subject that you plan to contemplate upon, not being hijacked by your defilement to start to think about other things or people and start to worry or become stressful from your thinking. Contemplation is thinking. We call contemplation because we have a subject for it to think, so we call contemplation. But thinking is like a free willing thing. You can just think anything you want.
Which is also why the risk is there.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah,
to decide how strong your mindfulness is, whether you can stop your thought whenever your mind starts to be hijacked by your defilement or not. Bring it back to the subject of your contemplation.
I understand. I think that that's my key is I have this feeling that I started with this too late in my life. So I'm eager to find, how do you say? I think in processes sometimes, which is very
Mm.
logical. And then if you're coding, for instance, you get a stop charts like, is the requirement met? Yes or no? Then you go to the next step. And I guess that it's not there for me to know when my mindfulness is strong enough. But my guide now, or at least what I'm trying to do, is understand that when my thought is very busy and there's a lot of thoughts happening and I'm thinking a lot, that is actually the sign that the mindfulness is not there. Is that a proper approach?
That's right. If you have mindfulness, you only think when you really have to, and you don't think aimlessly or daydreaming or fantasizing. You only think about what you need to think, and when you don't need to think, you stop thinking.
And the stopping of the thinking is then you observe the body, then you observe the breathing, and you keep the mantra Putto. And that's what you keep in mind. That's what I'm doing now whenever I'm walking somewhere. I try to feel the steps and try to keep aware of my breathing so that I'm also mindful when walking.
When you're walking, you should be mindful of walking, not the breathing. Breathing is
Okay.
only good for meditation. When you're sitting and not moving around, when your body is not moving, then you can watch your breath instead.
Okay.
But if your body is doing something, you should watch what you do because then you'll be mindful and also you won't be doing anything wrong. If you're not watching what you're doing, you could do something wrong without knowing it.
Okay. So is that also then the kilesas actually dropping in, trying to keep you away from the one object then? Is that
Yes, your defilement wants
mm,
to pull you away to some other thing while you're doing something. You can be
okay.
doing something and you can be thinking about what should I do tomorrow or where should I go next year. All kinds of thoughts can come up if you're not mindful with your body movement.
Okay. So again, to come back to on the first point, so I know I'm on the right path whenever my mind is calm and not thinking too much. That's basically the barometer, if you will.
Yes, or not thinking
Okay.
at all if you can.
Mm, okay. Okay, good. Yeah, that actually makes complete sense. One of the things I realized today is uh, that I'm working from home and I see my wife walking in meditation. And I kind of get this feeling I want to do the walking meditation too, but I have to work, of course. And when I was doing small stints of walking meditation, I'm realizing that I was a bit upset and I didn't understand why I was feeling upset. And one of the things I was listening to Tana Jampanya, and he was mentioning that whenever you start doing the practice, one of the things that starts happening that you can start feeling anger out of nothing because that's the kilesa stirring. Is that something that could actually influence you? Is that something that I could have observed? Because I had the feeling that that's what was happening because I was not following the regular routine which I was normally doing, which is the practice. Is that possible?
Well, look at the reality. If it happens, then it's possible.
True.
If it doesn't happen, then it's not possible. Just look at what's going on. When you look at your body, you can also look at what's going on in your mind at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's my fear. I think fear is the proper word. My fear is that whenever that happens and I start to analyze, then I'm thinking again, which is exactly what I was trying not to do in the first place.
Yeah, come back to mindfulness. If you cannot use your body, watching your body is not strong enough, then you have to use the mantra Bhutto Bhutto.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
The goal is to control your thought. Be able, your thought is like a car, an automobile. You have to know how to stop it. If you don't know how to stop your automobile, don't drive because you're gonna crash. You're gonna run into some other automobiles.
I think I've done so in the past many times already.
Mhm.
Okay,
So first learn how to stop your car before you can take it out on the street. Mhm.
good advice. Thank you, Tanajan. And another thing that I wanted to report is that I was amazed last week. Of course, we with my wife have had a lot of discussions about my past behavior, and I'm changing now. But there was a point where I was emotional because of the amount of metta that she was showing. It's the same as what I feel with you when I'm talking to you. She went on her knees to apologize for the words that she was saying, and I was feeling ashamed of myself of my past behavior, and thinking, how can she be the one apologizing to saying what she said to me? And then I was realizing that that's real metta, and I'm when I see that, I feel emotional, and I wonder, like, okay, how does that work? How do you get so much metta that even when people crush you so bad and make you feel so terrible, that you can still find it in your heart to ask for forgiveness for whatever you might say. Whereas words, I mean, those words that she said to me, they're nothing compared to what I did. So I feel amazed really, and I wonder, is there any recommendation you have to do metta practice like that, because it seems such a peaceful, calm state to be in.
Well, if you can use metta anytime, you will feel peaceful and calm and happy. Mm. So metta is good for your mind. When you cannot have metta, like when you hold a grudge, it can make your mind tense or stressful from having a grudge on somebody. So when you give up that and say, okay, I forgive you, or I don't have any hatred toward you anymore, then your mind is free from hatred.
Does that work the same for myself?
But I mean, this is for forgiving other people who have
Mm,
done something wrong to you. But
yeah,
to ask forgive from somebody else, this is just to show that you have done something wrong, and you admit your mistakes, and you hope you will not repeat the same mistake again the next time. But whether the person who you ask forgiveness from willing to forgive you or not, that's another story.
yeah, that's fair, because I don't control anybody else. But I was more referring to myself. So I know myself what I've done, and I don't necessarily forgive myself. So how do I request forgiveness from myself if I don't accept it? Is that also having metta with myself indirectly, or?
Well, you just have to see that what you did was wrong, and then by that you would then try to correct it the next time.
Mm.
You have to admit to yourself that that was wrong, that was a mistake, what you did. You cannot ask for forgiveness. You have to use rationality here to teach your mind not to repeat the same mistake again by admitting that what you did was wrong. But if you still insist that what you did was right, then you will not change. You will still continue on doing the same mistake again.
I think that was the key. That the fact of admitting that what I was doing was wrong. I was going away from it and hiding it and not doing it. And thinking about it myself, I was kind of telling myself and telling myself, nah, it's not so bad. You're not hurting anybody directly, etc. And now I'm thinking like the step to actually expose that problem and admit that that problem was there and bring it onto the table allowed me to take a next step. And I'm realizing now that that's the right way to go, which is why I'm feeling more calm, I guess, because that's what I feel in many situations. I do think a lot, but I do feel way calmer than I did before. But it's an interesting step to go through. I just, like I said, I feel like I've wasted like 43 years of my life not doing this.
Don't worry about it. The past is gone. You cannot
Yeah,
do anything about it. You can only do in the present. So try to
yeah,
do the best you can now. It's never too late to start. You know, as long as you still as long as you still breathe, then you can start anew.
yeah, exactly. And think about every breath that you're doing, then you're fine. At least be aware of the breath and don't do any stupid mistakes anymore.
Mm.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Is that all for today?
That's all for today. Thank you.
All right. Next, Alvin from Malaysia.
Namaskar, Ajaan. I'm just listening. Don't
Okay.
question tonight. Thank you.
Anura and Ramya from New Zealand.
Good evening, Tanajan. After a long time.
Good evening, Ajaan.
So,
I
how
know
are
it's
you?
difficult for you to remain awake at this time of
Yeah. So today we are on summertime from last Sunday. So it's better than before. It's 2 o'clock in the morning we had to start. So that's better than 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Question, Tanajan. So when a monk is ordained, the preceptor would give the first 5 Parikama, Kesalo, Manaka, Dantataku. So the practicing method is repeating those 5 words forward and backward, or focusing on one word and then thinking about and then repeating that word as a mantra. What's the correct way? I find that instead of sometimes if I normally use breathing or a mantra, but if I change the mantra to Kesalo Manakadanta Tapo and backward and forward, I find that I can make it myself calm better. So it's a new way, new method. So what's the correct?
Yes, the 5 kamata, the 5 parts of the body can be used for the development of samadhi or calm. Like you use a mantra, you can recite the 5 parts. Have the head, have the body, Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tajo, and then back, Anjo, Naka, Loma, Kesa. Just do this as an object of your meditation subject. Instead of using Bhutto, you might want to use something different if you find Bhutto to be too monotonous. So you might want to have something more variety, like, okay, the 5 body parts. You can use that as the means of calming your mind. But there's another purpose of reciting this 5 body parts is for you to learn to study the nature of the body, the anatomy of the body. So you have to start from these 5 parts, from the outside, from what you can see. But you shouldn't stop there. You should go through the rest of the parts, the 32 parts of the body, so that you can see the body in its entirety. We only see just the 5 parts, right?
Yeah.
We don't see whatever is hidden under the skin. See? So after the skin, you have to go, you look at the flesh. Next to the flesh, it will be the skeleton and all the organs. And then you also want to look at all the fluid in the body.
Mhm.
So this is for vipassana purpose, for you to not to be deluded to think that the body is attractive,
Mhm. Mhm.
so that you don't become aroused when you see a beautiful body. Because you can have these other body parts to remind you that they are more than meet the eyes. Beauty is only skin deep.
Totally.
And this is very important for monk, because monk has to maintain celibacy. So this is why during the ordination procedure, the ordainee will be taught the first 5 parts of the body
Mhm.
to initiate them to study the nature, the anatomy of the body.
Mhm.
Since it took too long to teach all the 32 parts, so they just condensed down to the 5 parts
Mhm.
as part of the procedure, the ordination procedure. But in practicality, you want to see all the 32 parts of the body. If you can maintain this image of the 32 parts of the body, the chance of your sexual desire coming up is very small. Only when you're forgetful, you're not mindful, and when you're aroused by maybe somebody you see or something,
Mhm.
then they can come up. But then if you have mindfulness, you say, okay, this is not the way to go. You have to start to think of the anatomy of the body. So when you think of the anatomy of the body, then this sexual desire can then be subjugated.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, that's the purpose of body contemplation or body mantra. You can use the 5 parts of the mantra, or you can, or even the 32 parts. Some people can recite the 32 parts forward and backward.
Mhm.
Like
From
in my Zoom meeting in Thai tomorrow night, I have 2 boys attending, and I always ask them to recite the 32 parts forward and backward.
yeah, I see that. Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
when we do the mantra, so visualize the.
then you visualize. At first, you just recite. If you want to use it as a mantra to calm your mind, because sometimes your mindfulness is not strong enough to watch your breath or recite just the word Bhutto alone. So you want this something longer
Yeah.
to maintain your attention. So you use the 32 parts. When I started, I used the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Recite the sutta, which contain the 32 parts of the body also.
Mhm.
So this will keep my attention and prevent my defilement to push me to go do something else. Then I can continue on meditating. After reciting the sutta, my mind becomes calm enough because my mindfulness becomes strong enough. Then I can just watch the breath.
Mhm.
But when you're starting, you might not be able to watch your breath because your mind is been so busy thinking about so many things, and you could not yet clear the mind from those things. So you need the mantra, the recitation of the mantra on the body parts, or the sutta, whichever sutta you like. You can then more or less clear your mind up from all the thoughts that you've been thinking about previously before you meditate, and then eventually, when your mind becomes calm enough and uncluttered enough, then you might be able to watch your breath.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. So when you chanted the four foundation of mindfulness, Ajahn, so did you do it by from memory or by
Yes,
listening
from memory. I first
to
have to
memory?
memorize it, and I did. I recite the English translation so I can understand what I'm reciting also.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the book, The
Mhm.
Four Foundation of Mindfulness, the book in English, and they contain the sutta translated into English. So then I just follow the English translation because it make more sense to know what you're reciting. You know?
So, mm,
So you get both. You get mindfulness and you also get wisdom.
mm,
You understand that you know what the Buddha is teaching, telling you what to do.
mm, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you, Tangajan.
All right. How about you, Ramya? Any question?
No questions, Ajahn. Just came to
Okay.
respond to you.
I'll go to Ao So Sim from Malaysia. Okay.
Good evening, Dan Ajahn. I'm just
Yes.
listening. Thank you,
Okay.
Ajahn.
Okay. How about Rohini from England?
Good evening, Ajahn. So I have no questions, but I just want to give you an update. This week I was trying to memorize Satipatthana Sutta, so I managed to memorize Anapanasati. So this week, so each week, so I'm trying to memorize
More.
one at a time, one
Yeah.
part at a time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that really helped me to, because my mind was wandering very easily in the past. So this week my mind is very calm actually. So memorizing Satipatthana Sutta is really, it really helps me.
Yes.
So I just try to continue each week. I'm trying to memorize at least Kaya Anupassana. You know, there are many sections like Patikula Manasikara and
Yes.
Kayagata Sati and Anapanasati. I have already memorized Anapanasati, but the rest I'm going to memorize. So
You do in English or in Pali?
I memorize in Pali.
Mhm. You
You know,
understand Pali?
because it is similar to Sinhala. Sinhala is Sri
I
Lankan
see.
language. It's
Okay.
similar.
As long as you understand it, then it's good.
Yeah. I have the next to it. You know, that I got this one. ECC. I have the Sinhala Sri Lankan Bhikkhu translated into Sinhala, but it's almost similar. Sinhala as well as Pali.
Yeah.
Some words.
In fact, the
I
book
understand.
the book that I got was from Sri Lanka, from Kandy, from the Buddhist Publication Society.
Yeah. So yeah, because it's like the words are just repeating, like, you know, asotthasasati and almost repeating the same things.
You can skip the repetition. I skip the repetition and just because
yeah,
you know it will take a long time before you can finish the sutta. It's a long sutta, but you can condense it. Whenever you come to the repetition, then you can just do it once, and that's all you need.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm really putting a lot of effort to just concentrate on that. Even when I'm not on sitting meditation, I just sit on a chair and just concentrate on Anapanasati, so prevent it from my mind from wandering.
Yes,
So,
you need something to hold your mind, to anchor
yeah.
the mind with.
The Buddha, I tried in the past, but it doesn't really, because I cannot continue with it, but Satipatthana Sutta is good. So
Yes, Maybe this is your preference. You like the Satipatthana Sutta. I did the same thing. I never used Putto at all before when I
Yeah.
started because I didn't know that I could use Putto.
Thank you very much, Ajahn. It's really helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I don't know how to thanks, but I'm really, really
By,
grateful.
by continuing with your practice, don't give up. That's all. That's all I
Yeah,
want from you.
yeah.
That's all I want from
No,
you. Just give up.
no, not until my death. No, I continue.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Professor Ken from Switzerland, from Biel, right?
Yes, Ajahn. Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
yeah.
Ajahn, from Biel.
How you doing? Good?
Yeah, I'm just continuing with my practice as well. I just don't have any specific questions today.
Does your work interfere with your meditation somewhat?
Less and less because I'm reducing my commitments and so on. So, but when things do happen, it does pull in the wrong direction sometimes.
But it's better not working as compared to working.
Yeah.
When you're not working, you don't have much to think about, so you can concentrate more.
Yeah, I don't have that much longer to go, so I'm gradually going in that direction.
So you have a plan after your retirement?
To practice more, but the specifics of it, I'm still thinking about it. I'll definitely go and stay more in the monastery and practice there.
Okay, good.
It's my practice plan. I had thought about just stopping at some point, but I feel it's more, it's better to reduce. I have reduced a lot of things and given up many things, and I now do have a lot more free time. So it's a process.
Yeah,
that's
all the
definitely going.
essential things that you do, you have to keep them all up.
Yeah, well, I had some responsibilities that I gave up and so on, that reduced my commitments, gave them to someone else. So
you can free more time for you, for your
yeah,
practice.
and I'm also now at the time when I'm not starting new things. I'm focused on finishing off what I need to finish, but not starting anything new. So I think the plan is going quite well. Yeah.
All right, good. Continue on.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you.
Next, in Switzerland, also Sarasi in Geneva.
Good evening, Ajahn. Actually, today I don't have any question. I want to pay respect to you, Venerable Ajahn. I'm listening.
Okay, good to see it. And go to Kaufman from California.
Hello, Tanajan. I have a question today. I live in a very busy part of the city, and for a while I've been trying to take the noise and the people and the situation as try to work with it, try to see, for example, whenever a car honks, I try to tell myself that that's a reminder to return to my breath. But is there a limit to working with this kind of situation? Because I know the recommendation is to, live in a quieter place. And I do get stressed out still from the noise and just the bustling city. Is there a limit to working with in this situation?
Well, you just have to make the best of the situation. Just do whatever you can to reduce your stress or your reaction to the surrounding. Try to ignore them if you can. Try to accept them for what they are, rather than trying to get rid of them or manage them. Just leave them alone. Focus your mind on something and let everything be. Or, focus on your work. If you have to work, do something, just focus on your work. Don't be distracted by what's going on around you. Let things be. But it's not good for your meditation because it's a hindrance, really. All these noises and sensual objects can be a hindrance to your meditation. So eventually you want to go find some place to be alone in a quiet place and practice. Maybe on your day off and you don't have to work. Go to the mountain, camping or something, but being alone. Go to Yosemite. Yosemite is very nice, quiet. I've been there.
Yeah, I try to go definitely on the weekends. I to go out of the city. But yeah, I do think eventually I want to move and find a quieter place. Just yeah.
Yes, if you want to advance in your meditation practice, you need a quiet environment, natural environment if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because the natural environment doesn't hinder your practice. You can blend in with the natural environment, but not with the man-made environment.
Mm-hmm.
Man-made environment are made by the defilements, so they will arouse your defilement to come up. Or the sound you hear created by the defilement to arouse you, to arouse your defilement. So just if you cannot yet leave the city, you just have to make the best out of it by trying to accept it for what it is. You cannot change the environment around you, so you just have to leave it alone.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you.
Is that
Thank
all?
you, Ajahn.
Which part of LA do you stay in? Do you live in?
East
LA?
Hollywood.
East Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah, East Hollywood. Yeah, due to some causes, I guess I ended up here, but I feel really out of place.
Near Sunset Boulevard or somewhere around there?
Yeah, that's maybe like 10 minutes away.
From Sunset,
Yeah.
Okay. Sunset and Hollywood, they're two parallel streets.
Yeah, and a lot of defilements like you said. The Walk of Fame.
Yeah, it's essential pleasures, capital of the world. That's why people go there for sensual pleasures.
Yeah, it's very interesting to practice here.
Okay. Good luck
I'll
to
keep
you.
trying. Thank you.
Okay, next, Philip from Malaysia.
I'm just here to listening.
Okay.
No questions, right?
Lynn and your mother from Indonesia. Is she visiting you from Australia?
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn.
So how are you doing?
Good, thanks, Ajahn.
Staying long with your daughter?
How are you, Ajahn?
Good. Thank you.
My mom comes to visit me for a month.
A month.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust yourself to living with her.
A little bit. Need to keep my mindfulness going still.
This is anicca. Even your environment can change suddenly.
Yes. So this is a test for me.
If you can accept anicca, not the change, or do you still cling to the past when you're alone?
Yeah, cannot do that. So I'll be suffering then.
You might have to practice more metta now when you
Yes.
live with somebody.
That's true.
Loving kindness, forgiveness, tolerance.
That's true.
Okay, any question?
I don't have any questions for tonight. I just want to pay respect.
Me too.
Okay.
Just to
Good to
listen.
see you. Hope you enjoy your stay with your daughter.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next question. Nita and Saket, Nita and Saket from California. So this is Northern California, Bay Area.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have no question today. I'm listening in. Thank you, Ajahn.
And you?
Ajahn, I had two questions. One is that if, sometimes in the afternoon I feel like resting, and I wanted to know, I easily tend to oversleep then in the afternoon. And I was wondering what's the right measure so that I know I'm not oversleeping. Any guidance?
Well, if you use the monk standard, the Buddha said monks should only sleep 4 hours a night from about 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. or 11 to 3. Then the rest of the time, the monk should not be sleeping. This is for monks who have mindfulness and who also eat only once a day, so they're not become drowsy from overeating. But if you are for layman, I don't know. It's up to you to decide how many hours you should be sleeping a day.
Okay, Ajahn, I will contemplate on this. Maybe I can explore maybe reducing, if maybe I'm eating too much and maybe that's bringing on.
Yes, normally after you eat a meal, you feel like drowsy. You want to take a nap.
Yes.
So if you don't have a nap, if you don't eat right after the afternoon, then you won't have the need to sleep in the afternoon.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's difficult to practice if you still have to eat a lot.
Yes, yes. Okay, I will see how I can moderate my food intake.
Yes, that's one of the conditions the Buddha said, moderation in food consumption, if you want to succeed in your meditation practice. How much, that's up to you to decide for yourself, because we all have different strength, different ability to reduce. So it might take time to do it step by step. First, you might do the precept not eating after midday, but you can still eat 2 or 3 times before that. Then you might reduce it down to just eating once a day and before midday. And even that, if you still feel drowsy, someone will do some fasting also. Instead of eating every day, someone will eat every other day. So you have to pay in order to get your meditation practice successfully. You cannot just get it, it's not a free meal. It's not
Not
free
a
lunch.
free, yes. To pay for it by giving up some lunches. Yes, yes.
No pain, no pain, no gain. This is
Yes, yes, Ajahn. Something for me to work towards, probably. Yes, yes. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ajahn.
If you want to gain in your meditation practice, you have to pay the price of painful feeling in your body, like hunger.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is what you have to do. or pain from walking meditation, pain from sitting meditation. These are something that you have to pay if you want to succeed in your meditation practice. Okay. All right. Go to Aparachita. Anything else? Oh, so, okay. Aparachita.
Good evening, Prajan.
Okay, you have to speak louder.
Good evening, Prajan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good now.
All right, great. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you on this coming end of the week.
Yes.
Yes.
When are you leaving Dubai?
I'm leaving on the 4th.
The 4th.
Yes. And then I arrive on the 5th. I mean, 4th, we arrive, but then the next morning we will.
How long you plan to stay in Thailand?
We are staying till the 10th.
The 10th is 5 days.
Yes, 5 days.
Going places?
Yes.
Going to different places?
We will visit you. Then we will also visit Wat Jan, Ajaan Anand.
Yes.
And also my original teacher, Ajaan Suchart. He is in Phetchabun province. So I'll go and pay respect to all three of them and you. And I just wanted to share, there was a very interesting thing that happened just yesterday. Like Dubai is not a place where one can see monks, but yesterday, for some interesting coincidence, I saw two Thai Buddhist monks walking, and so I was very inspired. I got out of my car and I went and spoke to them, of course, and then I realized that there was this wonderful Thai lady who had invited a few monks to stay for Vasa just very close to my house. So I was like, wow, what are the coincidences? And so I definitely paid a visit to them early this morning, and it was just nice. And you know, like Dubai is a very multicultural, open place, and there are temples for every community. So it would be lovely if there was a temple of Buddhism in Dubai too.
There might be eventually, if there's a large enough Thai community there or Asian community.
Yes, and unfortunately, that is a little bit of a problem because the Thai community is very small and they require better numbers. But collectively, there could be maybe Sri Lankans, other Indians, everybody together, then maybe, why not?
Yes.
That would be beautiful.
It will happen, I think it will, just a matter of time.
Yes. So I was just felt very joyful just before going on this trip that I met this. So I had to share it.
Okay, very good. Good news.
Yes, it was good.
Happy to hear that.
Yes.
Okay, is that all?
Yes, that is all. And I'm very happy. So I'm feeling the joyful aspects of the Dhamma.
Okay. I'll see you on the 5th then.
I see you. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Next, we'll go to Ninning. Meaning now. You change your name to Meaning or yourself?
Oh, sorry, Ajahn, because I use the new mobile.
I see.
So I don't recognize that I write
Put in the wrong name. Put in the M instead of the N.
Yeah, but what about my voice? Is it clear?
Good, very good. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question about the last video in Wisdom Develop Samadhi. It is said that in Upacara Samadhi, if one not using wisdom, it may cause trouble, can drive one mad. It is called broken Dhamma. So what is the meaning of mad here? Is it going crazy or what?
Well, see, with Upachara Samadhi, and as you're entering in the psychic world, and you might be experiencing some psychic experiences that you might not have been exposed to before. And if you don't have enough wisdom to be able to to see that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. You might become lost in them or follow what you think that what they are.
Oh, this is the special, special
Yes,
version
special
in.
type of samadhi, special psychic power. You might be able to contact other spiritual beings. You might be able to read the mind of other people, or recollect past lives, for instance. And
Because
you might become you might become deluded to think that this is what will lead you to enlightenment, but then they're not. See, they cannot help you with your enlightenment.
sometimes in my meditation, I can see my I not so past life, but maybe about 20 years ago or about 10 years ago. But I can see the detail precisely.
Yes, you just have to use wisdom to remind you that these things are just they're not useful, they're not real, they're gone, and you should not cling to them, give them any worth, give them any value.
So I have to try to
Ignore them and try to look at the truth that you have to study, like the truth of the body, anicca, dukkha, anatta, the truth of feeling, vedana, the truth of mental states. These are the things that you want to study and then understand their nature, and then you can then let go of your attachment or your craving for them. So anything you see, you should consider to be mental objects that they come and go. They are anicca, they are anatta. You cannot control them. If you cling to them or you have attachment to them or craving for them, you can get dukkha from them.
Because sometimes it happens so fast and then just in front of me, just like that.
Just be aware and then let it go. Once it come and go, then it's gone. It's just like flashlight, a flash of lightning. It comes and goes. Don't waste your time on them. Come back to meditation, calm your mind, get into jhana. That's where you want to go. Everything else are distraction to your path of practice.
Is it okay if I clean my eyes like that? Sometimes just because if I'm not trying to close my eyes.
Well, if you don't close your eyes, your mind cannot leave the body. You meditate, you want to leave the body. You want to pull the mind away from the body. So you have to close your eye. If you keep looking, open up your eyes, you still see things.
Yeah, I mean I have closed, but it just very just like I see the movie.
Don't, because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. You have to have something to do. Watch your breath or recite the mantra, not just sitting and do nothing. When you meditate, you have to work, you have to do something with mindfulness, either mantra, reciting, chanting, watching your breath, for instance. You have to have something to do. If you just sit there and not do anything and let your mind play with you, then the mind can start to deceive you by creating all types of images. So when you meditate, you have to use mindfulness. You have to be mindful of something, mindful of your breath, mindful of the mantra, or mindful of chanting, or the 32 parts, or something.
So at that time, I have to put an effort to, for example, to recite Buddha, Buddha, Buddha like that.
That's right. If you do this, then nothing will appear. See? When you don't do it, then the mind can then do something, to create something to fool you, to deceive you. They're all mental fabrication, what appears in your mind when you meditate. Okay?
Okay, I understand now, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Piyal and Indira. Your two friends are staying at Vadyan right now. They just came yesterday.
Yes, yes, we send a small message.
Yeah, they send me your greeting cards. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Most welcome, Ajahn.
Yes. So they are very happy to
Have met you and spoken to you.
Yeah, just
They
briefly
are very
because
happy.
it was
She was
quite
trying to
busy.
join.
I told her to join
Yes,
tonight,
thank
but
you
I'm
so
not sure
much.
whether she
And
can.
she couldn't. She tried so much and somehow she couldn't.
Yeah, their SIMs didn't work. So somehow the electronic SIM they used, they couldn't join the Zoom.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But that's okay. We send them as our agents. No, only one. One of them.
Thank you, Ajahn,
Thank you for
giving
them some time.
Meant a lot to them. Yes.
Okay. You have any comment tonight? I haven't heard from you for a few weeks.
Yeah.
We were there, Ajahn,
But we had to work.
it's okay. We were listening and we learned so much. And it's so nice seeing you. So thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a question about asava, like or taints or it's a sort of defilement in your mind, submerged. Sometimes these could be even memories or past perceptions. What you associate a lot can as glimpse of perceptions, what you think about or associate a lot. So they can come up during the kind of the meditation. I think Mike asked that question. Are there any sutras? I think there is one sutra called Vitakka Santana Sutra, how to suppress, I think Majjhima Nikaya 20. So are these, when they come up, like you can see them, they are coming up. Is that the way to get rid of them is by not associating with them or not to entertain them or try to get rid of them? How you do, like practically do it?
It depends on what you can do with it. Basically, if you practice meditation, you just ignore them when they come up.
No.
And focus on your meditation. But
Yeah.
if you're on vipassana level, then you have to eliminate them.
Yeah, eliminate.
By seeing
So
that they are the cause of your dukkha.
So they're like small seeds. If you start watering, they start growing like weeds.
Yes, it's like cravings. When you first crave for thing, you only crave a small thing, right? And your cravings start to multiply.
Grow and bigger like a plant, tree. Yeah. So stop watering and try to let go. So prevention is the key, right? From these defilements, try not to associate with them too much. So seclusion, I think, it's hard when you're in lay life like us, but I guess it's easier for a monk, but try to be as much as distractions like TV, news and stuff like that, right? Try to reduce as much as possible.
That's right, by keeping the 8 precepts. You can use the 8 precepts to help you fight your defilement.
Yeah, I got recently got defiled so much. I thought it was a Mara, which came and took me like a storm,
The Sri Lankan politics.
Now again, I'm back to my
They had the presidential elections and
yeah, so
never watches
I got
TV.
so carried away. I don't know what happened. My mind kind of now I reflected back again and thought maybe I have let go, and I decided and back again onto the path, start listening to Dhamma talks, start meditating a bit more and back on track. But at least it's good to see the difference, the experience. In a way, I thought, just reflect and how one can go to the wrong track very quickly before even you know.
That's right. It depends on how strong your mindfulness is.
Mindfulness, yeah. So the weak mindfulness can drag you towards the
without realizing it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So your mindfulness on your actually the hindrances more than your breath. So you're mindful on your greed, aversion, whatever the hindrances are. And then you try proliferate them, and then becomes your wrong path, wrong.
Yes, that's why you need something like the precept to help you maintain. Maintain your mindfulness.
Yes. But I'm right back on track again. But it took time, but it's realizing that you can go off track easily. I think it's also good being mindful about being unmindful. I thought it's good mindfulness again. But you might not even realize it, right? You have done it. Like sometimes you get carried away, and that's it, like a storm.
The point is whether will you still keep repeating the same mistakes again or not.
Yeah. Yes, it's a lower level, but it still comes up. But it's like a subtle level now. But it's still there. I can recognize it's coming now.
Yeah, whether can you stop it or not also.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And then he says, like, he never watches TV, he doesn't do anything, Ajaan, it's like that. But when it comes to Sri Lankan politics, he gets caught.
Yeah, now back again. I think the what helped me the most was the going back to listen to some Dhamma talks and try to get back on track. I think that was quite helpful. Just cleansing, just like listening. Oh, what the hell I was doing? I was wasting so much time. Just getting caught to this the world of defilements.
Yeah. Okay. You have to keep resisting your defilement. That's all.
It's tough one. Yeah, we keep trying.
And you need mindfulness. So you need to develop more mindfulness to be able to resist your wisdom, to see that it's useless. You go after the worldly matters.
It's a waste of time. It's a big waste of time. I didn't learn anything. I just got maybe angry or even greed, or all the defilements start like a small, like a time bomb just started going off quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So this is why we have to be practicing more mindfulness all the time.
Mindfulness. Yes. And one question I have about the aggregates. Now, when you talk about the aggregates, I mean the rupa. At least everything. This rupa is also conditioned, right? We have to feed our form, like to keep our body going. We have to feed it. We have to clean it or whatever. So it is conditionally dependent, because when the conditions are gone, the body is gone. But it's a slow process. It's hard for us to see. But at least, but the others, like the feelings, the perception, you can see they arise and passing very, very quickly. They are not permanent itself. But the body is hard to see. Is it because of the change is slow, or is it some like see as a solid object always there? It's hard to see the impermanence.
Because you don't know how to see it. See, you have to look at other people's body, other people who's older than you, like your father, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather. Their body are just like you. See, you have to compare them that way, so then you can see the change in your body coming.
You can look at the album.
That's what the Buddha did when he
old pictures.
When he saw an old man, saw a sick man, and saw a dead man. He said, "Oh, that's gonna happen to me."
To me too.
Those are like the divine messengers. Okay, let's find a noble, way out of this, noble search.
That's why the Buddha said, "Contemplate on these divine bodies." Aging, sickness, and death.
Divine messengers, yeah.
And then you can start to see the change process of the body. It's gonna get old, it's gonna get sick, and it's gonna die.
To die. The big picture, as you say.
Yeah.
Yes, Ajaan.
You cannot look at the body today and tomorrow it's still the same. I'm not getting older. I'm just
that's right.
If you look at the mirror, it's the same. But if you look at the photo you took 10 years ago now, it's a different person.
All you need is an old album. You can check.
So it just matters how you want to look.
I had lots of hair, now no more.
You want to look for change, and you have to look at the past, the
Yeah.
present, and the future,
Yeah.
so you can see the change. But
Yeah,
you
but
look at the present, you don't see the change. Every day
that's
the
right.
body looks the same.
That's true.
Although it's changing, but it's very
Changing, yeah.
very slowly, very smallly.
Yeah. I think it's even being replaced by other cells. New cells build up, old cells die, but we don't see it because we see it's continuum. Like if the new cells are more than the old cells dying, so it'll be a child growing. Right, the older person, they get thinner and weaker, and they die anyway.
That's why the Buddhas keep contemplating on aging, sickness, and death. Aging, sickness, and death.
Yes, that's so true. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Ajaan.
Thank you.
So nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you again after a long time.
Okay.
Theron Saranai. Theron Saranai.
Next, Coxing from Singapore.
Greeting Prajan, just pay homage to you, no questions. Thank you, Prajan.
Melinda, also from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm listening.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I'm happy to be here and listening.
Okay. I'll go to Rome now. Rome. Am I correct pronouncing your name as Rome or Romy?
Hello, Ajahn. It's been a long time.
Where are you from? I don't recognize you.
Philippines.
From the Philippines. You've
Yeah.
been here before in this room?
Yeah, 2 months ago, I think.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still practicing breathing as my meditation object as you taught me. So I'm still practicing it. And then I noticed that I incorporate metta, whatever works for me. And also I incorporate counting when I have some restless thoughts. Yeah, and sometimes due to some challenges situation in my life, I will not mention exactly what it is, but I have difficulty concentrating because of that. And I'm losing track, and just last week I started getting back listening to Dhamma talks again, practicing meditation. Yeah. What can you advise on me?
What do you want me to advise you on?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I had difficulty concentrating on my breathing because I tend to have more restless thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of
You have to do more concentration before you meditating. You have to do more mindfulness during the day, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You can develop mindfulness there all the time. You can develop concentration by focusing on your body, for instance. Watch your body, watch your body activity, every movement of your body. Just keep following it. Don't go away from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, actually that's what I am doing when I recognize I getting lost on my anxieties or whatever thoughts it is. I watching what I'm doing, if I work or whatever, and your lectures, listening to your Q&A and reading your books also help me to recognize myself and to identify myself, to separate myself from my anxieties. Yeah. Although I haven't reached that 100%, it's still in progress. It's still I'm still working on my mindfulness because I tend to have a lot of anxieties recently. Yeah, thanks, Ajahn.
Yes, mindfulness is the key to your progress. The more mindfulness you have, the more progress you will have. The more you will be able to control your thoughts and your emotions and your problem.
Okay. Yeah, I will still keep on practicing, and reading
Try to
your
do it
books.
all the time, from the time you
Mm.
get up to the time you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't let your
Actually,
mind,
also, yeah.
don't let your mind without any chaperone. You have to chaperone your mind, control your thoughts.
Actually, Ajahn, from the moment I wake up, I'm already getting lost in my thoughts. So
Mhm.
I wrote some words of metta or any affirmations on my bedside. That will be that something I will immediately see the first thing I woke up in the morning to
To be mindful, to
to
start your
to be
mindfulness.
yeah, because knowing myself, I have a lot of anxieties, and I have also depression. I'm seeing psychiatrists and therapies, and also in taking meditation. So yeah, yeah. So I'm doing a lot of activities, self-care activities for myself, and then I reading your books. I'm watching your Facebook, and it really helps me a lot. Thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Just keep doing it and don't
Mm.
expecting too much from it, because you can be
Mm.
disappointed if you don't get what you're expecting. But just try to keep doing your best, and whatever you
Mm.
get, just be thankful for that.
Um, are you saying that whether I did not achieve my goal, I should acknowledge it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I will try again?
Continue on
Okay.
with your practice. Just keep doing it. It might not come suddenly, or when you want it to happen, but
Mm.
if you keep doing it, one day it will just come up.
Okay. I have question regarding for foundation of mindfulness. What are you saying about contemplation of the body? Is that asoba? 32 parts of the body?
There are many aspects of the body you have to contemplate or study. Anicca, the body is anicca, mean it's impermanent. It don't last forever. So you have to think of aging, sickness, and death. This is anicca, for instance. And anicca also means that the body can change from good looking to become not good looking. As you grow old, the body will become less attractive as you become older. Eventually, when the body dies, then it will become undesirable after all. So this is something you want to look at the body in
Okay.
order for you to not become attached or cling to anybody's body.
Okay.
And also, if you want to look
okay.
at the 32 parts, it will also can lessen your sexual desire toward other body.
How will I know when I'm ready to do that? Because my goal for now is learn mindfulness and concentration on my breathing.
Yeah, you have to get mindfulness and be able to concentrate until your mind become calm and peaceful first.
Okay.
Then after you come out of meditation, then you can study the nature of the body.
Okay. Yeah, I will set aside it first, but I will remind myself
Yeah,
to do it
first
when
do
I'm ready.
mindfulness and meditate
Okay.
to calm your mind, to be happy with yourself. You can be happy from meditation. That's what you want to do first of all, is to make yourself happy.
Okay.
Then after you come out of meditation with a happy mind, then you will be able to study the nature of the body.
Okay, Ajahn. My last question is, I'm going to Thailand last week of October. What is the best time to visit you on the day where I can listen to your Q&A or Dhamma talks?
But the best time is to come in here in the Zoom meeting. You have more time with me.
Actually, I'm going to Thailand. I will be there physically.
Yes, you can see me, but you probably won't have much time to talk with me, because there are other people also want to talk to me at the same time.
Okay.
But here we have queue in which people have to wait in line. So when it's your turn, you can talk as long as you want, as much as you want.
So I cannot go there whenever, whatever day or what time to visit
Well,
you.
I have time. I meet people during
Alright.
weekdays. I meet people at the dining hall around 9 a.m. in the morning, 9 to
Okay.
10. And then
Okay.
during weekend, I meet people in the afternoon at my kuti at my house, in front of my house. I give Dhamma talks in the afternoon
What time is that?
from 2 to about 3:30, and
Okay.
you can talk to me around after the talk, which lasts about 1 hour. So after 3 o'clock, then you'll be able to ask questions and talk
Okay.
to me. This is on weekend, okay, Saturday and Sunday, and observance day, one pra.
Okay.
So
Thank you,
these are the
Ajahn.
times that you can meet me in the morning during weekdays and in the afternoon during weekend. But I don't have much time to be able to talk to you like I am talking to you now.
Okay.
All right. But you can see me, take photo with me. That's what people like to do most of all.
Actually, my intention is just to see you and listen to you. And
Ah.
you can radiate happiness and loving kindness and peacefulness to me, to every
Okay.
one of us. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I hope you get better.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Next. Get Genso from Penang.
Hey, Ajahn, just to send regards, yeah, no questions, yeah.
Okay. Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Pak Ajahn.
Yes. What can I do for you?
No, Pak Ajahn. I'm just learning. Pak Ajahn, I will go to Pattaya 20 October, and I will stay at Khao on weekend. After this, I will send email to Pak Ajahn assistant.
Okay. So how long you staying at Gauchi on 3 days?
Yes.
Okay. So what else do you want to do?
No, thank you, Pak Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you when you come. Maybe.
See you, Pak Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you, Pak Ajahn.
You're welcome. Next step from Oregon. You were here before early on and your connection went out or something.
Yeah, I had to take my boys out to the bus stop.
I see. Okay. School bus? School bus?
Yeah, I read to them every morning and then we go wait at the bus.
Mhm. Okay. Anything you want to say?
No, my practice has been going good. You've kind of been talking about how when you don't really need to think anymore. I'm kind of reaching that point where I don't like to think, like it feels, I don't know. I guess maybe it's just like a good point where like I don't like to think anymore. And when I start to think, I stop. And I'm like kind of at that place where
That's
I'm
good.
sick of thinking. Yeah. So I'm just kind
You,
of like
you
getting
start
used to that.
to see that thinking is not good for you, really.
Yes, I don't like it. It doesn't feel good.
Mhm.
As soon as it starts, I kind of just quiet it down and it's been good. It's been good.
Especially when you think with your defilement, it can cause your mind to become stressful or heavy.
I realize it just like thoughts will just like I don't need to pick them up. I don't need to pick it up. You know what I mean? I don't need to,
Yeah.
they're gonna come anyway. I
Let
don't
them
need to
come
pick it up.
and leave them alone. Don't reply to
Yeah.
what they say.
Yeah. So that's good. That's all, I guess.
Don't talk to yourself. Don't talk to yourself.
Yeah, I don't need to process anymore. I don't need to do that.
Let them come and go.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's good.
then. Good.
Thank you.
This is the result of having mindfulness. You start to see your thought coming and going, And you can see
I-
that there's no need to do anything to them. Just leave them
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I thank you for that. I really do. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Samanji from Sri Lanka. You just came in, Samanji?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Any question tonight?
Yeah, I have two questions, Tanaja.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to know whether the like some people live up to 80 years, some may live up to 90 years, and so on. Whether our lifespan or the number of years that we live, is it predetermined? Is
No,
it
they're dependent on many different factors that can cause your life to be short or long. First, maybe because of heredity, whether you inherit any disease from your parents or not, for instance. And the way you live, what kind of consumption you have for your body. Do you consume alcohol? You smoke a lot? You know, do you take drugs, for instance? These are conditions that can cause your life to be short or long. Besides just karma, we have also karma that can contribute to the length of your life, but not the only condition, not the only factors.
and today being both World Elders Day and World Children's Day, one of our medical doctors said, like, due to advancement in medicine and all, now elders tend to live quite a long life. Does it mean that modern medicine and scientific developments can make an impact on our karmic cycle? Maybe on
It can be a factor, but it can cause the other way around. So with modern advancement, there's a lot of people being killed on the road with accident and so forth. Also with arms, with firearms, people are being killed with firearms, with bombs. So there are factors that can contribute to people's life. So the Buddha said the best thing is to look at them as anatta. They are not controllable. Try to do your best. Try to control whatever factor you can control, like your consumption. You can control this. Don't drink alcohol. Don't take drugs. Don't smoke. Once and do a lot of exercise. Moderation in eating. These are things that can contribute to your longevity. But there are conditions that beyond your control, like other people's action is not something you can control, or the weather or the climate. So these are things that can affect your life. So you just have to make the best of it. That's all. Except that eventually it's going to end anyway, however long or short. Then you won't feel too bad about it. Just accept that life will eventually end. And the purpose in life is to become enlightened. That's the real purpose. So concentrate on practicing to become enlightened. Then everything else doesn't matter once you become enlightened. Because you know this will be your last time that you will be born again.
Okay, Tanajan. Last time you said that the best thing is to maintain our mindfulness throughout our day, and it's the best thing we should do is to recite this Buddha mantra, because sometimes I find it maybe throughout the day it's not practically possible for us to recite that mantra. So what else should we do to maintain our mindfulness?
Watch what you're doing with your body. Walking, standing, sitting, eating, taking a shower, dressing, whatever you do with your body, just keep watching it.
Okay. Even when we get a negative thought, we have to analyze that thought.
No,
We have to analyze our feelings.
ignore them. Just focus, just keep focusing. It's not yet the time to analyze the thought because you don't have the tool. You don't have enough mindfulness to stop them when you analyze and find that they are not good for you. So first you have to have the two before you can deal with your thoughts. First, you just want to focus your mind so that your thought will not be able to come up.
Okay. And also, Tanajan, when we meditate, do we have to sit on the floor, or can we do it in any posture?
Any posture you like, but ultimately, you want to sit on the floor if you want to if you want to sit for a long time.
Okay. Maybe my last question is it a correct thing for Buddhist monks to engage in politics and to lead political parties? This sometimes happens in Asian countries, I mean, such as Sri Lanka.
No, this is not monk's business at all. Monk is spiritual business. Practice the triple training, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. This is the work of the monk to do.
And
not
should
politics.
vote for such monks? No, because sometimes they contest, Buddhist monks. They come for elections and all.
In Thailand, monks are not allowed to vote. We don't have the right to vote. We abandon that vote. We give up that vote when we take the vow as a monk. It's a separate world. Monks is a spiritual world, not a material world. So we abandon all the material thing. We have nothing to do with it.
Okay. Can I ask one more question, Tanaja?
Sure, go ahead.
Sometimes, no, not sometimes, actually most of the times, Buddhists in Sri Lanka, we visit temples and we conduct Bodhi pujas where we pay respect to the Bodhi tree. Because Bodhi tree is held in high esteem because it's symbolic of the Buddha's attaining because Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. So should we necessarily follow this practice? Does it help us to maintain mindfulness or to?
Well, according to the Buddha, there are two ways of paying respect to the Buddha. By going to the Bodhi tree and pay respect, or follow his teaching, Patibat Bucha and Amisa Bucha.
Okay, Tanaja. Those are my questions. Sorry I got late today.
No, you're not too late.
I joined earlier, but I was on the road, so I thought of just leaving and rejoining once I got home. Sorry about
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
You see your sister? You say hello to your sister on the screen next to you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for your question. Keep coming back for more, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Next, Mandy, you turn off your camera. You want to speak? Okay. Long time no see.
Good to see you, Ajaan. Not so much long time no see for me. I've been watching, just not joining the chats as much.
I see.
I've been practicing. I've been traveling a little bit to Nova Scotia to help a veterans and first responders retreat. And I once again came to the conclusion that I needed more mindfulness and to be practicing more and not helping other people and getting involved in other people as much as just committing to my own practices that make my mind strong, that make my mindfulness strong. So I felt I wanted to join this week.
Yes, the Buddha said you should first help yourself before you go help other people.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand that I went too far the other way. And it left me in a very more sad, frustrated.
That's right. You should help people with a detached mind, not attachment to them.
Yes, I understand.
You help them with whatever you can, and if that's not good enough, then that's too bad, because that's all you can do.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. You're from Canada, right? From Niagara
Yes.
Falls? Yeah, okay. Anything else?
That's all for this week. Thank you.
Okay, good to see you again. All right, I think we all, the participants in the room have been able to speak. Now I go to some question from email.
Rab Namaskan Ka. We have one question from Assistant Gmail, and it's from Ellie. And the question is, my boss said I have a good performance at work and promised to give me a reward by paying my trip to visit you. But I told my boss that I learned Dhamma by listening to Ajaan's Zoom on Facebook every week. How to make my boss understand and agree that the right view and action is just to give me cash, which then I can transfer the amount as dana instead of paying for my air ticket to meet you for just 5 seconds at the monastery.
Well, whether you can convince him or not, I don't know, but you can tell him. That's all you can do. Okay.
Yes, the next question is from Angeline Ng. How to start practice Buddhism?
First, you have to study the the basic teaching of Buddhism, what the Buddha taught, and what we have to what we have to know, and then once we know, then we have to follow his teaching, do what he tells us to do.
That is all, Ka.
Well, first you have to study. Once you study, then you will know what to do. Then you practice. And then when you practice, then eventually you'll become enlightened. Then after enlightenment, then you can become a teacher and teach other people. This is how the Buddha wants us to do, step by step. First learn, study, then practice to become enlightened. And after becoming enlightened, then you can start teaching other people. This is the way how Buddhism get to stay for this long, by these 4 steps: learning, studying, practicing, becoming enlightened, and then share the knowledge that you have acquired to other people. Okay, we have more time left yet for today. If anybody would like to ask any more questions, you're welcome to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody? Okay, somebody. Nita and Saket.
Yes, thank you, Ajaan. I wanted to know, Ajaan, the other day I was trying to keep 8 precepts, but I was feeling very low in energy in the evening. Most of the time I'm fine, but one day I was feeling low in energy, and I was wondering what is the good way to deal with this? Because I mean, it is, yeah, just wanted your advice.
Just mental fabrication produced by your defilement to find an excuse to eat something, that's all.
Okay.
You just have to be true to your precept and say, I'm not gonna eat anything. If I should die, let it happen. Be like the Buddha. When he sat under the Bodhi tree, he said he's not gonna get up until he become enlightened. Because if not, then the defilement will find some excuses for him to get up. So it's the same way with your feeling lower in energy. This is the defilement working on you. Try to tell you to go find something to eat or drink.
that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much,
And
Ajahn.
just tell your defilement that nobody dies from keeping the 8 precepts.
I'll be sure to say that to the
Yeah.
defilement.
People only become enlightened because they keep the 8 precepts. Okay, so you want to become enlightened, continue on keeping the 8 precepts. Then after a while you get used to it, and then this defilement won't bother you anymore because they know they cannot fool you anymore. All right, just stick to the 8 precept. When you keep the 8 precept, just stick to it. Even if you thought you might be thinking about something else and you want to break it, don't break it. Your 8 precept is your support so that you can meditate successfully. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, Lynn from Indonesia. Go ahead.
Ajahn, when we have nimitta, do we need to look into that nimitta or do we need to focus on our breath?
If you are focusing on your breath, continue on focusing on your breath. Don't pay attention to anything. They are just distraction. If you focus on your breath, then they will eventually disappear. If you follow the nimitta, then you will lose your path. You won't be going to jhana as you wanted to. So stick to your meditation object. Don't be distracted by anything that appears while you meditate.
So is that the same thing like if we see light or we see...
Yes, if you see light or you feel hungry or you feel painful in your body, or some people wants to swallow their saliva or something, just don't pay attention to it. These are all distractions that will stop you from advancing in your practice.
Sometimes we hear different things from different teachers. So
Yeah, just ignore everything. If you're watching your breath, just stick with your breath, nothing else. If you use mantra, just stick to mantra. Then eventually all this distraction will disappear. They're useless to pay attention to give your time to, and they can stop you from advancing in your practice, in your meditation. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Alvin?
Ajahn,
Go ahead.
yeah, just to clarify, just now you said practice until enlightenment to teach the Dharma. It means that fully enlightened, right? Ajahn, Arahant, right?
Well, preferably, yes, but you can start teaching as a sotapanna. If somebody asks you some question, you can teach, but don't do it on a full basis yet, because you still have your work to do. You haven't finished your own work yet. But if sometime occasionally, if somebody asks for your advice, you can give, but not to do it all the time until you don't have time for your own practice.
Right. So one should take care of themselves first, like what
That's
Ajahn
right.
said, right?
It's like going to college, try to get graduated first before you helping other teaching other people. But if your friend asks you to help with the homework, maybe you can do that, just occasionally, but not full time.
Because if you teach the wrong Dharma, it's bad as well, right?
Right, because you're telling the person to go on the wrong direction.
The wrong path.
And it's more harmful than being helpful. Okay, so don't worry about teaching yet. Worry about becoming enlightened first.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. We have more time left if anybody wants to ask any question. Punjub, okay. Punjub.
Namaskaran. There are two questions that came in. The first one is a follow-up question from Angelina Ng, and she wants to know what source to read from about Buddhism.
Well, you can search the internet. There's a good website on Theravada Buddhism called Access to Insight. Just go there. That's where all the Theravada texts and also the teachings of the Thai forest tradition are contained in this website. So try Access to Insight. I'm not sure whether it's .org or .com, but just search for Access to Insight.
And the next question is from C. Ratana Singh. There is a coffee monk at Tham Prat Jom. What Tham Prat Jom? Is it not breaking the Vinaya? As a layperson, is it okay for me to have coffee and pay the monk? Thank you.
Can you repeat the question again?
I think there's like a monk selling coffee at this temple. Is it not breaking the Vinaya? And as a layperson, is it okay for her to have coffee there and pay the monk?
Well, monk not supposed to be doing any trading, like selling or buying. But many monks in Thailand, they don't study when they become monks. And they might be taught by some other monk who never studied before also. So they can be taught the wrong thing. So if you know that it's wrong for them to do, then you shouldn't support them. If you want to drink coffee, go buy from somebody else.
That's all, Ka.
Okay. Okay, Anura.
Okay, thank you, Tangajan. A question, Tangajan. So I hear that several Ajahns say Chitta Viveka and Kaya Viveka.
Yes.
I find that when I'm under stress, I'm very busy period at work and always busy, lot of stress. So then I feel, I also noticed that myself, I was easy to get into defilement easily, get angry and, but in the weekends, so when I do meditate, when my mind is calm, very calm, I can get into good calmness in meditation. So,
Yes.
so what's the reason why we are so easy to get distracted and make defilements when we are under stress? Is it because we don't have enough chitta viveka or
No.
what's the correlation?
Kaya Vivek means the condition, the physical conditions around you. If the conditions around you is stressful, and then it make the mind become stressful. Like at work, you feel more stressful than at home, or when you go on a holiday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it means. The physical conditions surrounding you. If you go live in the forest by yourself, then this is quiet, no stress, no nothing. So your mind then will become calm and peaceful easily because there's nothing to arouse it to become agitated or restless. That's why monks prefer to meditate in the forest than meditate in the city, in the town.
So that means Kaya Viveka comes first.
Yes, you need Kaya Vivek before Chitta Vivek will come. But it won't come automatically though. It might help you to have some certain level of calm in your mind, but not completely calm. You still need to use mindfulness and meditation to get into jhana. But it will be easier than when you live in the city with a stressful environment.
Yeah.
That's why the Buddha said, go seek seclusion. That's what he meant by Kaya Vivek. Kaya Vivek.
Okay.
be alone, be in a quiet environment like the forest.
Okay, thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
Okay, next, Ron from the Philippines. Are you in Manila, Ron?
Hello, Ajahn. Yes, I'm within Manila.
Okay.
My question is, Ajahn, usually I'm attending chanting at Patmar Chan online. I'm chanting with the monks as well through online, but usually I've noticed myself falling asleep. I don't know because I'm too peaceful. What can you advise so that I don't get falling asleep?
You have to moderate your food consumption, I guess. Eat less. And don't eat before you do join the session, because if you finish eating and then you join the session, it's easy for you to become drowsy.
That's why, because before the chanting, it's actually my
Yeah,
family dinner.
yeah.
So that's only reduce my food consumption.
So you have to keep the precepts and not eat after midday. Then-
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Cobb.
Thank you, Ajahn, Tanajan. In my meditation, when I sit, it takes, maybe about an hour to get calm, and then I experience joy, and then it goes up and down like this, joy, and then back down. What's the best way to practice? Do I just ride out that wave or
Yes,
try to stay?
your mindfulness is not yet continuous, so it causes this thing to fluctuate. It's just don't worry about it. Just acknowledge it for what it is, and then just keep continuing with your mindfulness practice.
Okay.
As your mindfulness become more steady, more stable, more continuous, then this thing won't fluctuate. The mind won't fluctuate.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Okay.
Okay, we have a Sui and check.
Sui and check just came in. Okay, Sui and check. How are you?
Good evening, Tajan.
Busy today?
No. No, we couldn't find the link, and then I have to go back to. Yeah, I don't know why, but it didn't show up. The
What?
Zoom.
The Zoom meeting
Yeah,
the link didn't come up.
yeah. It didn't show up. So finally, we found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
link.
we're lucky that we can get in. I have a questions for in a meditation. So Tanajan, should I set up my mind? If I'm calm, I also meditate. Or if I'm stressful, I also meditate. Like how does it work? Like, is it like stressful? It's hard to meditate, right?
That's right. That's why you have to learn to meditate while you're not stressful yet, until your practice becomes strong enough to be able to meditate during the time of stress. Then you can use meditation to help calm your mind or subside or eliminate your stress. But when you're a beginner, you'll find it very difficult to meditate, even just during normal time. So how hard it will be for you to meditate when you're stressful, almost impossible.
Mhm.
But if you can meditate, then you can stop your stress.
Oh.
And it's the best form of suppressing your stress is meditation, because it's harmless. It doesn't cause any addiction. If you use some drugs or use some other thing, then you can become addicted to those things to suppress your stress with. Or even coffee or cigarettes or a drink or something. Once you use this thing, then you can become addicted to them, attached to them. So every time you have stress, you have to reach for a smoke or for a for a drink or for a cup of coffee or stronger stuff, drugs. That's how people try to deal with stress, by relying on some other things. And they don't realize that these other things that help to relieve the stress become a problem in itself later on.
So stress mostly comes from sankhara.
Yes, from your thought, your mind, not and thinking about things that you cannot do anything about, like financial situations, political situations, uh, environmental situations. So you become stressful when you cannot do what you want to do. So you have to stop thinking temporarily to stop your mind from creating stress. But you only solve these problems temporarily. If you want to solve the problem permanently, then you have to use wisdom to study the nature of things that cause you to become stressful, that they are anatta, they're not under your control. So don't try to control them, let them be. Everything change, keep constantly changing. Sometimes from good to bad, and sometimes from bad to good, back and forth, up and down. Then if you can see that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you just leave them alone. Don't pay attention. Don't follow the news. Don't go after the news and check the stock market or whatever. Just let them be. Okay.
Yes.
Newcomer hasn't come in yet. Sulan, normally she would come in.
Thank you, Tanjan.
Maybe she's busy tonight. Nining? Okay, Nining, you are.
Ajahn, if my friends have a plan to be a Meiji, and then is it okay if she bring all of her money to the place she stay, and then using that money if she needs to buy something?
It depends on which temple or monastery she stays. Some have strict rules about having money, some don't. So it depends.
So for Meiji, is it okay to have bank account?
It's okay to have bank account. Even for me, for monks, we can have, but we cannot keep the money personally within ourselves. We can have somebody look after our money, and if we need something, we ask that person to buy the things for us.
Also for Meiji, needs to have kapia or not?
It depends on which monastery you go to stay. See. They have each monastery have different rules about money. Some let you keep money because you might have to buy things for yourself. Some have enough food for you to eat, so that you don't need to have any money to buy any food. So they might have different rules.
And then if she plan to build the monastery and then stay in the monastery, is it okay?
Well, normally when you build a house in a monastery, it doesn't belong to you. It's your dana. You give it belongs to the monastery. So it's up to the abbot to decide who can stay in that house. You cannot say, I built this house and it's only for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
You're not
So-
supposed to own anything. Once you become a mechi or become a monk, you're not supposed to own anything.
Yes, she want to give it to the sangha, but she want to stay in the monastery that she built.
It depends on the abbot. See. So if the abbot see that you contribute to the monastery and you're helpful to the monastery, maybe he say, okay, you can live in this house that you built.
So
But
as me,
you should not expect or demand that I build this house for me. Then it doesn't belong to the monastery. See? Anything built in the not in the monastery belongs to the monastery, not belonging to any individual. So anybody can use the same facility when it's available.
And then as Meiji, is it like monk that once he ordained, so he should give up all of his money? But as Meiji, if my friend become a Meiji, so does he have to apa to live to let go all of her money, or she can keep
It depends on what. If she keeps the 10 precepts, then she have to give up on the money. But if she just keep the 8 precepts, then she can still keep the money.
So as Meiji, we can choose if we just
Yes. In Thailand, Mechi can come in many different forms. Mechi who lives in the monastery, then they have to follow the rules of the monastery. Some Mechi live in their own house, so they can drive and go to the supermarket and buy their own food and cook their own meal and look after their own children. But they keep the 8 precepts and shave their head.
I see.
There's no one rule concerning Mechi in Thailand.
Yeah, I understand now.
Okay,
thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay. Kunjuk.
One question just came in, Katanajan, and it's asking about what to teach children about Buddhism. Should we start with the 5 precepts?
Yes, with children, if they can keep the 5 precepts and also generosity, teach them to be generous, teach them to have compassion for other people and not hurting other people. Yes, just the dana and sila. Teach the dana and sila, keep the 5 precepts, and also practice generosity, giving food to monks or support the temples or help other form of charities or people who are in need. Okay. Well, that's about it, I guess, for tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful and can assist you in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
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 Thank you.
Sadhu, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amin. Thank you,
Thank you,
Amin.
Amin.
Ajahn.